we are at near Strand State Park today. It's snowing right now. The high today is 20 degrees, but we want to hike to a waterfall for New Year's Day, so hopefully you enjoy. You're on the trail, heading to Hidden Falls. Apologizing right now. I know there's a screaming kid throwing a temper tantrum ahead of us. So, it seems almost every time I come to this park, I have one of those kids. And I usually come here to get away from that kind of stuff. But we'll see if it bothers me as much. So, one of my favorite times of year to hike is right now. Usually you don't have the crowds. Obviously, being New Year's Day, you're going to have crowds. But simply because you can see so far into the trees. And you can usually see wildlife. Now, with the screaming child, they probably all ran off. So I doubt we'll see any, at least here. But just love being able to see through the woods, and especially when the trail's clear like this. Did bring my ice cleats just in case it starts coming down really big time and we need them to get out. But for the most part, I don't think we'll need them. So you can see the river's mostly frozen over, but there's still some open areas. Now, we might meet some big groups today because there's a couple group hikes today. And for people that like group hikes, good for you. I personally get in the woods to get solitude. Ooh, look at that tree. Woodpeckers went crazy there. So, and then you'll see this area. That is for trout lilies that are very critical in this park. It's one of the very few safe zones for them, so that's why they keep you off. Plus, it's also very marshy up here, so which unfortunately probably means there will be ice. You can see right along there some ice. We'll stay over on this side. So and I'm not going to take my cleats out for that little bit, but if the trail was like that quite a bit longer, I would. It's a little deer trail, wildlife trail. Here's the waterfall from up above. So warning, this part, you will never have a waterfall to yourself. But it's a crossing up there. Sometimes it's dry enough that you can cross right here. There's the river. You can go down below. So this is a shelf waterfall. You can see the shelf there. Starting to snow again. We have the big waterfall there. And then this one usually runs in the springtime or when there's heavy rains. Another one further downstream. I'm not going to that one today because this ice isn't thick enough to walk on. This might be right here. I'm going to have a little ways, but you don't go out too much. Formations there. If you look, and go back in, there's some really neat formations. And then there's a little south area. When it's frozen, it's really nice to get back there a little bit. Now, you can cross at the water crossing. Maybe this must be new. Would not recommend this, especially in winter, if your dog has never done this before. Should they fall in, well, that's going to be some cold water. I always let her off leash for those. So we are on Beaver Trail, but if you look down below us there, that's Fawn Trail, which I've done that one before. And it's a nice trail, but I just don't want to go that distance today. And then White Oak Trail will be off of Beaver Trail here. If you take that one, especially off of Beaver Trail here, it's almost all uphill. Going from the other way isn't near as bad, but I absolutely hate that because 90% of the time, the last time I was on that trail, I got stuck behind a daycare group. And she don't walk that slow. Just because I see things, I see a face there. Do you see it? So we just went past Fawn Trail. We're now on the last stretch of Beaver Trail. Just thought I should share that this park, not sure if it was, I think it was a couple years ago, that they spotted signs and actually somebody heard bear sounds. A mom and a cub. So, just something to keep in mind if you're gonna hike here. Like right now, I doubt they're gonna come near the trails, but if they're still here, I have no idea. And I'm not sure if you can see that, but it is snowing right now. And we got the snippers going like crazy today. But this park is the one I always went to growing up. It was not really that popular of a park. And then, well, then COVID came along. and people needed to get out and do stuff. And guess what they found? This park. The waterfall was a big swimming hole, considering most pools were closed. And that was one of the few spots you could still get in the water. Now, I wouldn't recommend swimming here because the water's usually contaminated from field runoff, or if it isn't, it's probably like it is right now, which would be ice. It might be that magical week and a half you can do that, but I wouldn't recommend swimming here unless, and if you do decide to do it, I'm not going to say don't, but if you do, definitely wash off afterwards. Because I will admit I let you go in the water, and I do go in the water a little bit sometimes here. We just wash up afterwards. See the snow on the ground, starting to collect. Once I see something, I'll meet you at the waterfall. So the waterfall is up over that way. If you walk down here, you can kind of see where right around here sometimes there's a waterfall in spring, but barely. Nothing compared to that one. So that concludes our hike at Near Strand. We went to the falls, and then we took Beaver Trail of the loop and came back to the falls and took some more photos. But until next time, happy trails and enjoy the winter weather that's coming if you live in the northern parts.